Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Leadership Lessons, your weekly dose in terms of leadership. Today, we'll discuss the different kinds of leadership, and maybe you can deduce which type of leader are you. So, let's get going. Before I forget, I created this presentation using Powtoon. It's a free online um, software which helps you develop um, presentations in a unique way. Animated presentations as a video. You can do live YouTubing if you need, etc. I did want to go with live YouTubing, but instead I'm recording this first and then I'll upload it later to the YouTube. And sorry, no animations in my presentation. Anyways, let's get started. So there are basically 10 different kinds of leaderships that have been defined, identified, and there are other personality types that could be extrapolated from these leadership styles. The 10 different kinds are democratic, autocratic, laissez-faire, strategic, transformational, transactional, code style, bureaucratic, visionary, and facilitative. Now, let's go through each of the leadership styles one by one. Democratic. So, what's a democratic leadership style? So, a democratic leadership style is a participative leadership style. In this style, everybody is heard, everybody is listened to. The leader goes and asks for opinion from the followers because the team members, they can have variety of concerns on the way the leader manages different things. But in this leadership style, they can raise their voice, they can make sure that the voice is heard and their contribution matters. This leadership style enables for a fostering of higher level of employee engagement and workplace satisfaction. It's excellent style for organizations focused on creativity and techno innovation. The next leadership style is autocratic. So in autocratic leadership style, the leader is the boss, and he makes it pretty clear when he says that. It's an authoritarian style of leadership. It is almost entirely focused on results and efficiency. And the decisions, these are made within a small trusted group and expects employees to do exactly what they are asked for. Military commanders, exactly, they are autocratic. The organizations where autocratic leadership is useful are the ones where there are strict guidelines and where there is compliance needed for everything. Like if you're working in a safety environment, a nuclear safety environment, which needs you to follow a set of rules defined by certain standards. Here, experiments are not considered. Mistake is often costly and can result into very high punishments. Um, of course, these kind of leadership styles they stifle creativity and they make employees feel confined. But the employees who need a great deal of supervision, they can work with this without any experience or yeah, any formal education. So before we go ahead and go with the other uh, leadership styles, I would like to, if you have noticed, you can see I have tried to paint the picture of people, their moods when the leadership style is associated with them, um, the kind of anxiety that they might feel. So if we go back to democratic, everybody is happy. Look, there are people who are sleeping. Um, these guys are extremely happy. There are people who are raising hands. giving their voices to the leader, giving their opinions to the leader. There is somebody who's worried as well, yes, but look at the ratio here and look at the autocratic style. Look at the people who are frowning. Look at the people who are worried. There are some people performing meditation to make sure they can survive in this environment. In any ways, this is a little bit of detail that I've added in the presentation that we will talk about every time I there is something special. Okay, so the next leadership style is laissez-faire. Now look at this picture. Here, the leader is not playing that big a role. There is more delegation involved with laissez-faire. These kind of leadership styles work when the team is highly experienced, it is motivated, and it needs little to no oversight, or and they're well trained, of course. This is very opposite to the autocratic leadership style, and the the employees, they feel motivated, they can do what they want to, and um, they will have more time to dedicate to their projects. But again, there are negative points with this leadership as well. If the team is not well trained, it doesn't have a lot of experience, there is confusion with regards to what is expected from the leader. There is a consistent need for motivation, engagement, boundaries from the leader, etc. All these factors, if they can create confusion for the employee, and it can be disastrous in terms. One thing to consider is not all the leadership styles. You cannot be consistent with the leadership style that you prefer across all the different organizations. The contingency theory very specifically says that depending on factors, you need to change your leadership style. But again, as long as we are aware of the different kinds of leadership, we will make sure that we could adjust our leadership styles based on the factors and try to get the maximum output. Let's go to the next one, which is the strategic leadership. Let's go to the next leadership style, which is the strategic leadership style. In the strategic leadership style, we have to have a leader who thinks strategically in terms of where it is right now and where they want to reach. These kind of leaders involve themselves in making sure that the existing followers are satisfied. Plus, they also constantly look at um, opportunities to develop and grow the business and the followers themselves. There is a limitation though. These kind of leaders cannot support a very big team of followers. They have to have very concentrated following with them, um, whom they are well aware of, who they can talk to and share ideas. So while strategic is always good, to think about the future and to understand, it cannot be really applied to all the different situations. There can be external pressures, business environments, etc., that can derail the strategic thinking process. Let's go to the next leadership style. This is the transformational leadership style. In the transformational style, now you can see people having computers and mobiles with them. Well, this is what a transformational leaders do. He transforms businesses, he transforms things and the processes, the style of thinking into something that is more relevant for the business today. These kind of leaders are have a basic set of tasks and goals that they complete every week and month, and the leader is constantly pushing the followers to come out of their comfort zone. The they the employees might get a list of goals to reach and a deadlines along with them. They These is a highly encouraging form of leadership among growth-minded companies. It motivates employees and it seeks out to them to outgrow the capabilities. Um, Again, from a negative point, the transformational leaders can risk losing sight of everyone's individual learning curves. And the direct reports, if they don't receive the right coaching, it would be very difficult for them to take on new responsibilities and to grow. And now we move to the other leadership style, which is the transactional leadership style. A fair bit of warning from here on, I'm too tired to change the animations, and apparently Powtoon just gives me pictures of these things. Um, any case, transactional leadership is a leadership style where the leaders reward the followers for precisely the work they do. A transactional boss might receive an incentive plan that allows you to receive an incentive plan that motivates you to quickly master your regular job duties. The In the transactional leadership style, the roles and responsibilities for every employee, every follower is noted, and the the there is incentive for every little task that the employee does outside of his regular duties. Um, the the negative point with this kind of leadership style is that um, it might not be consistent with the company's goal. There can be very less measurement criteria or different measurement criteria um, implemented by the leader, um, and there can be unscheduled gestures of appreciation or punishment depending on the work that has been done. The next style of leadership is the coach style leadership. In this leadership, the leader acts as a coach for his team, for his followers, for his employees. He looks at the individual capabilities, tries to maximize the output, tries to motivate the different teams to and the different team members to work with different kinds of things. That is, he introduces a variety in the skill set of the employees. Um, in the long run, the leader focuses on creating strong teams that can communicate well and embrace each other's unique skill sets in order to get the work done. Um, the negative again is that these kind of leadership cannot work with uh, teams of extremely big size. The coach needs to be aware of everything, the different capabilities and everything else that affects the follower. Again, startups and innovative cultures, etc., could really get help with a coach style leadership. The next style of leadership is the bureaucratic leadership. Now, bureaucrats basically and might listen to their followers, unlike the autocratic leadership, but they tend to reject the input if it conflicts with the company policy or past practices. You will find bureaucratic leaders at large traditional organizations. Um, Whenever a new idea for, uh, let's say, a product or service is released, it's propagated in these kind of companies, the bureaucratic leaders will reject it. There will be a lot of resistance to change. Um, you will get answers like, this has been working for 100 years, and it will work forever kind of mindset is there. The employees, they do not feel controlled under the under the, let's say, under the bureaucratic leadership, but they still lack of freedom in how much they can do, in how much they can innovate, in how much they can go beyond what the path that has been laid out. Um, and then we come to the next leadership style, which is the visionary leadership. The visionaries are very powerful. Let's say they have a power of imagination which can be used to drive progress and usher in periods of change by inspiring the followers, the employees, and earning trust for new ideas. A visionary leader has a strong organization bond, and they have the ability to foster confidence among everybody. These kind of leaders are very helpful in small, fast-growing organizations and also on in larger organizations. If there is, let's say the bureaucratic mentality is set aside. One of the examples of a visionary leader is Elon Musk, and things he has been doing are quite unconventional, but he has a strategy, he has a vision, and he has a goal that he wants to achieve. The last and not the least is the facilitative type of leadership. In this leadership, um, the leader basically acts as a facilitator. He he is involved, he is engaged, he lets the ideas flow at the meetings. He, all the meetings that are conducted, it seems that they have a purpose and direction, um, and a clear set of actions are agreed. He is very, um, let's say, he very much believes in building a rapport and communicating effectively. He's an active listener, and he can at times question the age-old techniques and provide for ways to do to help and to make progress. Apart from these 10 leadership styles, I would like to give you one more leadership style, which is the charismatic leadership. Charismatic leaders are basically good at communication. They awe people. They, at least their outward perspective is to make good for everybody. So, and they have a vision in life. They have something. They have a larger than life image. A charismatic leader is someone who you can follow without giving much thought. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoy this leadership lesson with me. This is my first time doing this. And as I said, you can visit me at my website, www.naresh.se. And this presentation was created using Patterns. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope you guys come back for some more leadership lessons. Also, read Andy Dublin, um, where he has a questionnaire on the kind of leadership you, or let's say the qualities that you have as a leader, and he might give you an answer on what kind of a leader are you. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.